These guys feel incredible. Could they top the Way of Wade 12? It's very possible. Very possible. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these potential bad boys right here. This is the 361 BioSpeed BB2. Now, first things first, these guys right here are packed with tech, which I think is awesome. This is not uncommon for the Chinese brands. They usually come in pretty strong with the products and stuff, like what they're offering per product. Unlike more mainstream brands where you could tell that they've got their lines, they've got their cheap ones, they've got ones that they kind of throw things at, but did they do any like actual wear testing? We don't know anymore. But the Chinese brands seem to be really taking their job seriously by making great performance products at great prices that have great technology within them. And they don't skimp on anything. Outside of the box pretty plain, but I don't really give a about that. I do think that what they did is pretty cool. I'm not gonna be able to show all of it because I didn't get B-roll on everything, but along the box, there's just like graphics and everything, and it's basically the shoe components, like what makes the shoe, all over it, which is kind of cool. They at least tried to give you a little bit of something. So the outsole right here does not look impressive if we're just talking from a tread pattern perspective. Like it just looks, honestly, it looks underwhelming. It looks and sketchy, but so did the what was it, the Li-Ning JB3s, Jimmy Butler's third shoe, and these use very similar rubber compound to those, which in fact isn't rubber at all. It's actually a polyurethane compound, and this stuff just grips to the floor like crazy. So I'm not really concerned with the performance of this outdoors. I'm not really sure. It doesn't feel, I mean, it feels like it'll wear pretty evenly, but like it's not something that in my mind I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna go grab this and play in it outdoors, although I'm sure you could. Indoors though is what these things seem to be primarily focused on, so that's where I'm personally excited to play in them. And if it performs like any of the other polyurethane based outsoles I've used, this is going to be some next level. Now the cushioning is nothing new in terms of the 361 brand. It's pretty much the same stuff that we've been seeing on some of their most recent models. It's what they're calling CQT Quick Tech. So this is their most recent version of this type of material. It's very similar to Boost or a P-Backs and all of that stuff. What it basically is a super ultra lightweight midsole, and it's sculpted in such an interesting way. It's sculpted like a runner, especially in the forefoot, and it's going to allow you to get all of the underfoot feedback that you might want, especially if you're a quick player or a nimble player, where court feel is kind of like your ideal situation, but you also don't want to skimp out on impact protection. That's what this stuff is all about. This is dumb light. It's kind of crazy, and they're hella comfortable. This is one of those shoes where as soon as I put them on, I was instantly like, yo, this could be one of the best basketball shoes. I felt the same way about the Wades, and basically anytime I feel like that, like strongly right out the gate, it usually ends up, at least for me, being my favorite basketball shoe of that year. Will that be the case with these guys? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning in that direction only because they kind of feel like those Wades, but they feel lighter, if that makes any sense, because that shoe's hella light. When you put these ones on, they almost feel like you're not wearing anything. It's like really weird. But anyways, the underfoot comfort isn't going to wow you from a try-on perspective, but once you start running around in them, trust me, bro, it's going to be one of those shoes. The insole is this guy right here. It's nothing really to write home about. I think what its main focus is to get you closer to the midsole itself. But if you wanted a different insole, or you wanted some extra support in the insole, like an arch plate, or you wear orthotics, or you just find that this insole sucks, you can take it out, swap it out for anything else that you'd like, and it's not going to be a problem. The support features on the shoe are plentiful. The entire sidewall is a TPU cage. It's kind of hard to see on this colorway. First off, this colorway is pretty, dude. Like this colorway is so dope looking. Even the glittery look that they applied to the midsole is kind of overkill, but looks awesome. It's like it's a basketball shoe. You didn't need to do that, but it reminds me of like back in the day when Jordan used to do it. It's cool. But anyways, this little two-tone line section right here on the midsole that scoops up towards the toe, that's that TPU piece, and it's for lateral support. It's for torsion rigidity and all of that stuff. It's great. What you can't see though, even though you do see a little bit of it poking out, is right here through the midsole, which is interesting. It's something that they're calling Quick Float, which is a really weird looking shaped carbon fiber plate. And it goes from the heel all the way up to the toe, but it doesn't feel like it restricts flexibility because of that scooping motion or that super rocking motion that's in the forefoot. Like these legitimately feel like a running shoe, like a super runner, but meant for basketball. So when you put them on, it feels like you're being forced to go into your forefoot, but not in a way that it makes your forefoot feel like it's lifted, just in a way that when you hit the forefoot area, it feels like it's propelling you forward. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, it's one of the more interesting plates that I've seen inside of a shoe. It kind of reminds me of what they did in the Wade 12, but just different, but very similar. Like the shape is very different, but like the construction's hella similar. The function and stuff is the same, or same concept. The upper on these guys, even though it's textile, not my favorite thing. It does feel like very good textile, and there's a bunch of different like versions of textile in this, which is, in my head, it's weird, just because like if I was gonna go textile, admittedly, I'd just make it simple. It's gonna be more cost effective, and it's just gonna be easier to make. They did not do that here. There's multiple different styles of textile within this upper that it's just like, yo, how did you like come up with this? You know what I mean? This midsection is like a really tight weave, almost like a jacquard. Then they open it up for some breathability right there in the middle, and then that top portion is ultra open for ultra breathability. When I turn on my flashlight and stick it in the shoe and turn off the lights, you can just see everything gleaming right through it. But it's also not cheap stuff either. They're calling it Z-weave, but like it's basically a strong textile. It's very similar stuff to what we saw on the Air Jordan 34, 35. So when they had those like that weird grid upper, very similar stuff. And then underneath that, there's extra support pieces that are attached to the eye stay areas. You can't really see them on the lateral side, but on the medial side, you can see it right through. And those attach directly down to the footbed. So it's giving you plenty of lockdown and all of that stuff. The one thing that I don't like about 361's products right now, and this is across the board, this shoe included, is just the tongue construction. It's not the fact that it's like this thin, like really like felty type of stuff. It's the way that it fits right here at the base. They always kind of bunch up weird. And when I try to pull the tongue up to try to like even it out, it doesn't do that. It's like fixed in that position, and I can't unbunch it in that weird little section, and it's right on like the top of my foot. So that's the only thing that I'm kind of like, yo, is this gonna end up being uncomfortable? I really hope not, but it's the one thing about their products, and it's literally across the board, that I just don't really like. I hope that they can, you know, like redesign that and make it just more comfortable. Make it like a sleeve or something like that instead of this. Feels like there's a knot right there. The laces are weird. They're kind of girly looking. They're almost like ribbons, but they're supposed to basically like make it so that they don't untie. All these little like weird ball notches on there, or I shouldn't say ball notches. What would I call this? Little knots? Ball notches, what the? So instead of what the Wade brand uses, where they look like, well, beads. They do. And that way they don't become loose after you've already like tightened up your shoe. This one, it's mostly like once you've tightened up your shoe and then tied it in a knot, it's at that point they're not supposed to untie and everything, the knot itself. So yeah, kind of, again, same thing, same concepts, but just like different approaches. Now in terms of fit, they do fit true to size. Whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would order. I think that they feel really light, really comfortable. I'm excited to get them on court eventually. I'm already like, I feel like it's, dude, I hate getting like hurt at the beginning of the year, because that's when certain brands are like pumping stuff out, and now I'm just backed up right from the jump. But anyways, reviews will most likely not happen, because by the time I'm gonna be able to get back on court, it's gonna be just way too late. So if they end up being great shoes, like something like this or the Luka 5s, you'll end up seeing them on a list instead. And from there, I'll give as much detail as I can in the fastest amount of time possible. But with all that being said, what is today's viewer submitted question of the day?
What are we rocking to watch Avengers Doomsday, considering it will be 4 hours long?
A diaper, or like a catheter. Something like that. I'm assuming they mean shoes.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because we're in those like recliner chair things like that our theater has. But usually I end up just wearing some Vans, like some beaters, especially with the movie that long. You know you're gonna have to go to the bathroom. I know what those bathroom floors look like. It's fucking gross. I am not sticking or standing on multiple different human urine specimens in some nice shoes. Some beaters, that's for sure. But what about you? But sound off below, let us know what you think about these potential bad boys. If you've played in them, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts. Are they as awesome as they feel just from a try-on, or are they kind of lackluster in certain areas? Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch y'all in the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one.